successfully done. Now let me create one more time. You can see it is created by the CLI2. When we create a workspace, any compute resource will it create? No. It just only create like SageMaker. We are creating domain and then we go to user and we'll open a studio, right? Same way, we'll create a workspace and I'll come to the workspace and I'll launch a studio. There we'll open a studio. Here I will launch a studio. So there you can create a notebook or jobs. Here also same. I can create a notebooks or jobs and the pipelines and the compute. Okay. And Azure UI is quite easy and able to understand the easy manner. But SageMaker is not like that. If you see here, we know that we already did some practice on the notebook level. All your development activities will be done on the notebook level itself. So where you create a one notebook and fetch with your GitHub or a Azure repository and you will manually run each cell or run all the cell at a time and you will figure it out which model you are doing it. Okay. But what about the pipelines? So last time we have seen this model was not able to deploy. If I go to my Azure DevOps, dev.portal.com, so where this is my this is my repository. This is my repository where I have code, train and inference py. Inference py is something when you are asking your prediction, the incoming thing. Okay. When you are interacting with your model, that it will accept, right? So that is inferences and train Azure pipeline.yml and then if you come to .azure ML config.json, so we need to match this information because our service connection between these two portals, portal.azure and the dev.azure.com portal, the service connection will check and verify this one only. So if I go to my ML Studio here, right side in the drop down, you can see MLOps demo WS and this is the subscription ID and resource group. Is it same? Yes, it is same. So I no need to do any changes. Since I have already having a pipeline which we have worked last time, I can use the same pipeline to deploy my model. If I go and run this pipeline, so this pipeline is using Azure.yml script. So in it, it is going to use train.py. Log into this because this is using this optional method. Yes, it is successful. If I come to my model list and do a refresh, I can able to see my model. If you click on this model, you want to use it. How many times you run the pipeline, that many versions it will create. And so the best model, you can go and deploy it or share the model with your uh, data science team. If you are going to use this model, because it is for real-time endpoint, this particular example, sample one, click on this, say it as, okay, MLOps demo model itself only, key-based, go for next, go for next. See, this is scoring timeout seconds will be 60 seconds. Whenever you do curl or any incoming request, that means by using curl, you will do post right to API. If it is more than the 60-second scoring, then it will be timeout. Whenever you do any uh, predictions or any post to this API, Does this API wants to collect any data? Yes, if you enable this, it will collect or customize any liveness probe, readiness probe, because it will going to check the health status. Application insights. It's depend on us. If you select this, quite billable. If not, fine. So I'm going next like this. And I would like to use, okay, so inference. I have a inference here in the downloads, inference file. So I would like to keep change this one, vi inference.py. So if I come to my Azure portal, inference.py, just copy this, paste here. Okay. Upload this inference py, and it's based on the scikit-learn, and go for next. So which virtual machine you want? D2 as V4 and 2 core and 8 GB RAM. This server is enough. Single count server is enough. Next, traffic allocation 100% is good for me. And just click on create. Once you click on create, you have to wait at least of 5 to 10 minutes so that it will create everything for you. Endpoint score and keys, everything, so that you can able to make uh, predictions with your REST API. You see, let me duplicate this. If I go to endpoints, If I click on the endpoint, I need to see some options here. I have to see some options here after logs. Still, this is in the allocation and provisioning state is creating. Traffic allocation means um, the usage of your scoring from your REST test API. 100% keeping is the ideal one so that it will accept 100% of your traffic until it is available. Let's wait for more 2 or 3 minutes. No, so REST endpoint is nothing but your API, okay, where you do communicate and you place into the your UI side to do predictions, okay. Let's say I have this model, right? I have this model. I have trained this. I packaged it. So I want to use this then. How can I do it? I want to use this. How can I? So I have to create one endpoint. So that is your REST endpoint, or you can create fast API. You can create REST endpoint or a fast API. And then you're gonna place this into your UI. So this is UI. So where you deploy this UI, can deploy this UI anywhere. Okay. So for example, this UI you deploy it from AKS as a container, a pod, or you deployed it as Azure Web App, Azure Web App. You're calling this into these applications. When any other user is doing a predictions to your UI, so it will use this one and it will respond back to you. If you can see, it is done and you can see here test, consume, monitoring and logs. If you see in the consume, if the health is good, then it will give you this your REST endpoint. Since we have selected Azure key, so it is giving my authentication primary key and as well as secondary key. Okay. So you can take this primary key or you can also generate and then you can do this one. Shubhakar, what is this means? Health. Every container, every service will have a health. When health is properly able to create it, then it will able to check it. In your Kubernetes, if you deployed a container, if the health is okay with your liveness probe, then only your pod is successful. Otherwise, it will get into the crash loopback issue, right? Same way, at your API also, the health should be able to return with the successful 200 entry code. Then only you will able to see these keys here in the Azure. In the test and consume, you can able to see this information in order to test your API or your endpoint of the model. Okay. If I copy this one, and then I can do a scorings by passing this authentication keys. Okay. If you want to use in JavaScript, Python or a JSON, you can copy this code, put it your bearer token. So here it is a bearer token. If you are really dealing with your front end, so keep your bearer token and API key, and then you can do predictions. So this is the code helping your developer to place it into the UI side directly. You can copy this code and give it to the developer so that they will integrate inside the UI side. Now how we can test it? If I come to this and open right side in the Copilot and ask, give me a curl command to test this. Okay, just copy it Go to our terminal, paste. Here I have to keep a key. Copy this, paste it. What developer will do with the Java code? They will try to integrate with the UI, or they will do first test and then they'll write the routing path from a UI to communicate with this API endpoint. We're getting data. Azure ML model deployment name iris classifier 1, right? JSON data. JSON data. Given inputs, then it will take input with the data and try to match with this prediction, and then it will return with the expectation. Mhm. Not a string. Based on this inference, monotonic underscore CST. Based on this, let's try it out. Based on this example, give me an endpoint. If I 4.9, this one, the array inside data, okay. We can't able to read the inference now. We have a problem with inference, which is expecting data that should come with the input fields, because when we do curl, so create an app service here and use the API app service for testing. Do one thing, do this as part of your homework, nothing, just a sample code of your Python or any React code or a Node.js code in the UI. Ask a GPT. It will give you just a sample interface, and place where you can place your app service code with the endpoint and deploy it. Can someone do it for me? Creating this. You just go to the app service, or you can also create a pipeline from your Azure DevOps sample, create a static web app or a web app, and then just deploy the a small code and pass this UI, or this pass this endpoint into that code. I'll create a assignment in the classroom. Can someone do it for me? Not for me, for yourself only. Do it. Yeah, sure. So in classroom assignment, I'll give you the steps. Create this and just deal this inference py. I'll update this inference py in the this one. Basically, inputs it has to take. It is not taking the inputs. I'll remove this data frame and I'll accordingly this data will give it this inference. Okay. So this is one part of a deployment where you can use your endpoints to do into your prediction into your application. So there is one more method. Now I'm in my workspace. If you check about these pipelines, here the pipelines are you can create designer way and you can use them. No need to you need to process from the Azure DevOps side. Here itself you can create the pipeline and you can drive them here manually, or you can automate them to be triggered in a scheduled manner. For that, so you need to deal with data, jobs, components, and then you can able to do your model generations by using under environments. Let's say I would like to create a new pipeline or a pipeline endpoint, pipeline drafts. Nothing is there. Pipeline jobs I would like to create. Click on the new pipeline. You have two options, custom and classic pre-built. So if you click on this a pre-built one, there will be already pre-built section available like our data wrangler in the SageMaker or pipeline designer also. We have designer in SageMaker, right? Similar way, if you click on this one, it will take you to the one more page. Next, next, got it. So here are the things which is already present. Just drag and drop and design your thing. Drag and drop and design your thing. Let's say I would like to take a sample data. So image data. So what I'm doing, image data. If you click on this, so this is the configuration of your data where this data is took from the Azure datasets. Azure datasets. So this is the code. Close this. Okay, you have this dataset. What you would like to do? You would like to do some data transformations. Okay, what add arrows? Sorry, add rows or add columns, or you want to do any other things. Okay, clean missing data. So this is not accurate. This is not the correct one. That's why you are able to see this. If you are doing this cleaning data, do your configurations. So this is about the data only. I'm telling example. And connect this output to this input. Similar way, similar way. Then you can go to the computer vision, apply transformation. You can connect here. It will not take, you can see, until and unless you not complete the step, it will not take. Cannot connect the data from directory, from transformation directory. So you need to design this in a proper way and then save, then you can run it. Here itself we can validate as well. Here itself we can see the lineage as well. Here you can save on the auto save, so automatically it will save for you this design for you. Okay. So right now, I don't want to configure and submit this. Let's go back. Click on the designer, so it will be drafted. It will be drafted. You can see it is the drafted pipeline for you. Means that you done some work. If you go to components, and I would like to create a component here. I would like to create a component here. Create. You can upload or download from different sources and then upload your components here. So how to prepare source file for a component? We have already Azure examples. Let me go the terminal, git clone, https colon github.com/Azure ML hyphen examples hyphen depth 1. So this is already a known GitHub URL, Azure examples. If you download this, Okay, then if you come here, then you can able to select folder, browse, upload, upload, and then folder, validating components quickly exceeding more than 200 files. 1 minute. Component. the right file. CLI jobs, CLI jobs, pipeline with component basics. Train.c. Okay, then I can take train.ml and next. Cool. Let's create one more. Evaluation. Go to components. Score.ym. So some scripts from the example of E2N registered component. Just taking and creating the components manually. Cool. So now let's come to the pipeline. New pipeline. Click on this. So our uh, train uppercase, train underscore, click on this, already there, right? It has to fetch automatically. Why this component is not so this data you can also add it manually. You can give a URL and you can add it. If you have any data from the online, for example, you can give a test data like this. Click on tabular and next. And if you want to upload from the local, you can upload from the local or web file. You can give a URL or you can get it from the SQL database or you can get it from the blob storage of your Azure storage or data lake or you can get it from the Azure open data sets. So open source data sets available from there also you can get it. And then next and create. Automatically the data will be imported into your pipeline. Don't want to be this. My component has to update. I think that we took custom or pre-built. Yeah, custom event. So we have to take this one, drag and drop here. Okay. So this values I need to update like maximum 10 expos. Okay. And time based default version will be the 0 version. Okay, fine. And whatever. This is the code train.py. That's nice. Okay. If I do, yes, it is saved. If you want to do any changes in the parameters like port, outputs, run settings, it depends on your use case that you are doing. Okay. It always depends on the use case that you are doing. And next I want score. Next I want evaluation. Okay. I want score and evaluation. So like this, output to the input and then this output to this one. So I want a sample data. I want to do test. So I want a sample data. Where I can take a sample data. Sample data. So let's take this sample data. It is under CLI asset data. Okay. CLI asset data and sample data. Come here, go here, click on this button, sample underscore data. It is a tabular only, CSV, right? Next, upload from my local. Next, sorry, create local itself. Can ask this one also. Give this. Skip the data validation. Next, that's okay. Create sample data. Connect here and connect here like this. Okay. So now we have designed some sample one. So if I do configure and submit, is my pipeline is going to run? Do it at autosave and validate. So there is a problem in selecting compute target submission, serverless, compute instance, Kubernetes, or attached compute. Let's go with the compute instance. Since I don't have, we have to create one actually. We have to create one. Coming to the identity, so client ID, type, MSI ID, resource ID, select the data store. It will take time to create this instance again. Okay. So it is going to take at least again 10 minutes to create this instance and then to deploy. So this pipeline is nothing but once you set up this instance, you can leave this identity and select this data store itself. So you have 3, 4 data stores where the data will be going to and stored and then review and submit. You can run your pipeline here. You can run your pipeline here. So this pipeline will do your actions. So these are the stages. Like this, you can build and practice your ML models to do this. Sometimes, most of the time, if you are dealing combination of data engineering and ML, so you will develop a pipelines like this. Most of the times it will be done with your notebooks itself, but sometimes if your team is completely specific to the machine learning and machine learning model development and data engineering combination, then probably you will be dealing this kind of pipelines. So it's always comes with your experience and the use cases that your project is using. Whatever I am just giving you now here is just a thought, how we can use it as thought. But getting into the use cases will completely change the stages and the requirement. It is not a 1 hour or a 2 hour job. It is going to be 3 months or 4 months job. Your pipeline design will take itself 1 or 2 sprints to design. Okay. So that's how you people will decide and then add the stages, perform first notebook actions, and then you'll come up with the a design. So this is how your organizations will use the pipelines. When you run this, you can create these jobs. Automatically the jobs will be created and it's on you on the environment side, which environments you are using. You can create the environments like staging environment, this environment, this environment. It's up to you. Whatever the name you can give it over there. and do like a POC environment and deploy them. So like this, your machine learning studio will be used at ML ops projects. And one more thing we need to cover, which is Databricks. I'll just give you free tier Databricks things only from this Azure, which is also quite easy, same like this machine learning studio only, where we create the notebooks, where we get it from the GitHub and run the same kind of actions. There is no much difference. Only UI is different. Only UI is different. Okay. So I can't see anyone is doing a practice. Please do practice and then ask me any questions. You just people just listening here and assuming that, oh, this class is done and I got some subject. Not like that. Go and create. Go and create. Then you will get errors. With that error, you will learn what it is. While you are searching about the error, you will get to know. Okay. Okay, guys, I will upload this notes and I didn't get a chance to create this machine learning notes. I'll create the note and I'll update the repo code as well. App service code. Please deploy that. We'll meet tomorrow at the same time, guys. Thank you.